going on, everybody, and welcome to the Our Perspective Podcast with me, your boy, Easygoing A, and of course, I got my older brothers with me today, Aaron A.R. Reedus, and of course,
Yo,
DJ Head Rush today with us.
yo.
So, hope everybody's had a good week thus far. We've been pushing, we've been busy the last few
Yeah.
weeks, but because we love what we do and we love doing it for y'all, we drunk a Red Bull and and we powered through. So so as usual, no sponsors right now, but we're working on it, and we're going to jump into our topic. Today's topic is about sensitivity, like sensitivity to jokes, censorship, and stuff like that. We know cancel culture has been around for a while. We know a lot of people are not as tough as they used to be back in the day. Used to be able to say jokes and to do a lot of different things, and it goes down. It'll go down, or we will laugh or have a good comeback with it. But nowadays, it just don't seem like that's what's going on. It's like the time has shifted so far, and it's we're gonna put our own perspective on if we've gone too far with the sensitivity and stuff with the jokes. So today's episode, big bro DJ Head Rush is going to kick us off with today's topic of sensitivity. So go ahead, DJ.
Okay, what's going on, family? So today's topic, we just gonna get right into it. People are too sensitive to comedy, and
Yo.
maybe we just grew up in a different era, and maybe the way people are grown to be as sensitive as they are nowadays is the reason why you have comedians that rather not do stand up, they rather just do movies, something like that, or run into situations like what we're talking about today. So on Mother's Day, Kevin Hart had a roast and one of the comedians made a joke about the late George Floyd. Said that he would be looking up, laughing so hard that he can't breathe, and a lot of folks took offense to that. And I just feel like sometimes I understand the anger from the family. I can understand that because they're in a grieving state, and because of the way George Floyd passed away, he was taken. I'll call it what it is. That was murder. Okay, so I can understand the family being upset about it. I can understand people having some feeling about it, but there were other people who passed away, and some one in a tragic way and one in by illness. These folks were joked about as well, and it seems as if it's kind of a. I think the reason why this joke affected so many people is because the way George Floyd was taken, not because he died. It was because of the way he was taken. Now let's rewind time. If a lot of you watch stand up, we know Dr. Martin Luther King was joked about in numerous comedian sets. Jamie Foxx was one of them. Am I correct?
Correct.
So I mean, Martin was another one.
Correct.
So
Cedric.
Cedric the Entertainer. So Martin Luther King was joked about in numerous occasions by previous comedians. And the question now we want to say is, where has comedy gone, and why is it so censored now?
Well, let's talk about that. I don't believe that comedy is censored. What I do
Hmm.
believe is that collectives are censored. So people have collectives you're not supposed to talk about, whether you call it taboos or however you feel about that. Um, there are people who feel like, well, there's certain topics that you just shouldn't make fun of. I'm like, where? Because if the platform is to tell jokes of a nature that are of offensive nature, then where else would you expect to hear an offensive joke? Like, I can understand if you say, well, at a news conference, that's not the platform. Okay. Okay, you say that's unfair. You took an unfair jab at someone that was more than just offensive, such as Roseanne Barr. She took a shot at Obama, said it was something like out of the movie. What was it? The monkeys or the
Planet of the Apes.
something Planet of the Apes, right? Comparison. And some people say, well, she didn't. That was on a news conference. You didn't even use the platform. I go, okay, I'll give you that. So if it's a platform, okay. But if that be the case, and let's be careful here. So you want to okay the platform. So then what is okay? What is it okay then? So you want offensive things, but you don't like it when people get offended. That seems pointless and somewhat moot. So I don't get it. Yeah, it's horrible. Yes, I know the reality of the situation. But if that's the situation, then where do you draw the line? Like where you're okay with it? Like I say, it's a fantastical thing. You don't sit there and hold hymns for people who die in movies. John Wick killed 170,000 people. Ain't nobody talked about none of it. It's really where you go into it. A joke is supposed to do that. I'm using something real to hit you, and I'm offending you. Some jokes are offensive. Not saying all jokes that are funny are offensive. That's not true. Some jokes are just offensive. If you felt that way, you felt that way. But it was in a platform where offensive jokes are allowed. That's all I have to say.
Adrian?
I think it's one of those things. When you make an offensive joke, you already know. I mean, you're going to offend some people. Like it's just what it is.
Period.
I
Period.
think there are certain things that they're going to cross a line. You know, you're going to say something that's just going to cross the line for some people. I mean, that's all you can say with it. Like I said, as far as
Oh,
I haven't watched the roast. Um,
no,
as far as the
I
joke,
haven't watched it.
yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Truth be told, if I was
But
gonna
I
watch
did
it,
I did hear that joke about Cheryl Underwood. I did hear that. But I didn't watch the roast, but I saw it in the short.
yeah, if I'm gonna watch it, I'll be honest, I'm just gonna watch it because Cat Williams was on there, and I just want to see
We
how
gonna
he
get into
runs it. But
that.
and like that's all I would
There's a
really.
million of them shorts.
Yeah, it's like that's it. I'm just watching it because of that. But because truth be told, I ain't about to sit here and lie. I was a Kevin Hart's fan, but like as time has gone on, I've kind of just been like, and like he just kind of become that nigga. Like and like you're just okay. But as it's just going to be offensive. I mean, in those situations, that's what they're like you said. That's what they're doing. They're
That's what
there
they're doing.
to
It's the
they're
platform.
there to tell jokes that are probably going to cross a certain amount of lines. It just is what it is.
Period.
That's kind of the atmosphere of what it is. I think a lot of people get upset at the fact that a lot of folk are like, this is the setting for that. Like you said, this is it. We're going to hit some jokes that are going to probably ruffle a lot of feathers. It's just
Let's be real.
that's a roast. And I think if you're trying to sit here and say what's in good taste, that's not going to be it. Now, do I understand that the family would be upset? Absolutely. Like
Period. Period.
if I was his family, yeah, I would probably be pissed off too because it's like you're saying that my loved one is in hell, and
hmm
you're making light of the joke, like you're making light of the way that he died. I get that.
Period.
Like, so as a family member, even if you want to sit here and say, you're somebody who marched with that, like, because there was a lot of protest on that. If you want to say, like, hey, we were offended by it, okay, I get it. It's just say, then that's all you got to say is, hey, I didn't like the joke. You ain't got to try to cancel nobody. You ain't got to try to seek out blood or an apology or something like that. Hey, we just didn't like that one. Hey, don't do that one. Because this, and truth be told, do like the old school. Hey, that one might get you hurt. You feel like that one might that one that
You
one
said
might get you
stick
touched.
law.
Hey, you might get touched
Stick
up.
law.
You might get
Yeah.
touched up on that one. Like that's what they used to do. Like that's what it was. Okay, hey, that's funny, but that can get you touched up a little bit. So like you might want to cool it on that one and
Oh,
and
you
and leave it
must.
and leave it with that one. But I do think that we have become so freaking sensitive. Like the fact that a lot of folk can't tell jokes,
bro.
like the Dave Chappelle jokes, the Bill Burr jokes, a lot of this stuff that people went back like 20 years and 10 years to get those jokes and stuff like that. And people like, we're outraged. Then
Bro,
don't watch it. Like my thing is this, don't watch them. If you don't like Dave Chappelle telling, gay jokes or trans jokes,
Don't watch it.
don't watch Dave Chappelle.
don't watch Dave
Like,
Chappelle.
don't watch Bill Burr.
Period.
Like, I feel like we're in a time now where people have been given so much power of opinion. It's like, hey, we
Woo.
our opinion means more. Like, it's
I
like,
mean, but it's more validation than anything. Like validation from no qualification needed. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
just get this instant validation because of platform influence or otherwise sometimes the complexion for the protection. And it's just weird. It's weird. Like, how the hell do you validate something in which you're arguing a whole fucking basis? Sorry for my language, but it's my like you're arguing a whole basis. You feel strong enough to completely abandon the fact that you're a very small individual with no real weight at all, and yet you were willing to argue a whole people or something. Like
It,
that's amazingly stupid, and not only stupid, careless. And it's like, dude, you were that invested, like you feel that strongly about yourself. There's nothing
but
that wavers on a day-to-day form.
but it's that these folks have, like I said, it's they've been given an ability to say my opinion matters, and we're going to cancel you, or we're going to make sure you can't make money off of one or two comments. And it's like, I don't have to agree with everything. Like, here's the rip.
At all.
We're Christians. Like, let's call the game what it is. We're Christians, but there are atheists out there, and they're going to say we don't believe that Jesus exists. I'm friends with an atheist, so
Hmm. My
that's
supervisor's one.
yeah. But and that's what I'm saying
Yep,
though.
I got a dude. I got a cat named Dustin. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
and
Yeah,
it's like, yo, okay, we don't have the same views, but we can still be
respect.
respectful of it. It's like, yo,
Real talk.
they're not going to try to push it on me. He knows it's not going to go nowhere. I know I'm probably not going to go nowhere with it. So it's just we're able to coexist with each other to go, okay, hey, we just know where, if this subject comes up, I know where you stand, you know where I stand. We just exist on it. It's like, it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
People don't know how to actually respect somebody else's difference of opinion. Everybody thinks that they
Mm-hmm.
gotta have this overwhelming control to say, if you don't think like I want you to think, and if you
You're
don't
wrong.
think the way that I want you to, then you're wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
and and you're insensitive. And this to be the thing that really, just like, I'll be honest,
Come
pisses
on.
me off. It be the folk who are fighting for the other people. Like, you are literally sitting, like, it don't even be the LGBTQ people who be like upset. It don't even be the atheists
Right.
who be upset. It be the folk who ain't screwing the same. It's like, it'd be like the straight
Come
person.
on.
Yeah.
It's the straight person who's like, you know what? You really need to be nice. Like, it's the LGBTQ community. You don't need to be saying that. You need to be accepted. It's like, are you licking the click? Like,
Are
what are
you
you?
smoking
Let,
dope?
Like, what are you?
come
Like, why
on.
are you fighting so hard for it? It's like, yo,
All I want to all I want to
Why you
understand
trying to
is
crucify me for not having a sheep mentality?
right.
That's
It's
thank
that's
you.
the thing, and
Thank
that's the
you.
reason why we all made different. Now, I'm not saying that I don't. First and foremost, I don't have a problem with nobody's choices
at all.
at all.
Feel you?
I don't have a problem with no one else's choice. If that's who you love, that's who you love. God bless you. But I don't have to let my life. I don't have to live my life the same way to respect you
True.
and understand that this is what you want to do. I don't have a problem with that at all. And I will never condemn somebody because of who they love and how they want to love. That's not my
Yep.
position.
Not
That is
at
not my
all.
position at
Period.
all.
Period. Period.
So
Not at
Nope.
all.
I'm never gonna tell somebody you wrong and who am I? because hey, look, I ain't nothing but a sinner myself. So I can't sit
brother.
here and tell somebody what they doing wrong and what they should and shouldn't be doing better unless I'm trying to direct one of my children. If I'm trying to direct one of my children and I'm doing it in a more appropriate way, then I have the room to, put that out there. But going back on subject, like you said, we have to understand and be respectful for other people's opinion. However,
For sure.
when we're having this conversation, the basis of comedy was built off of what?
A roast.
Disrespect.
It was a roast, yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day when the comedians, who the same comedians that we are talking about right now, had role models who they say they looked up to, which would be their Mount Rushmore of comedians. Those same
Right.
comedians had the worst
Bruh.
of the worst
That
comedy. I'm just
it,
gonna say like some stuff like if Red
Come on.
Fox and Archie
bro,
Bunker, if All in the Family was still
Woo!
running the same way
bro,
it was running back in the day, but more update, man,
bro,
people's
dude,
ears would bleed. People
bro,
would be having heart attacks left and right. The
Archie,
cardiac arrest, man,
dude,
the
Archie.
Jeffersons,
That's what I say. Archie
no,
and George Jefferson's
on
banter
the
back
same
and forth,
set.
bruh,
Oh my God.
was
Come on,
Oh my
man,
God.
diabolical, bro. Well,
diabolical.
they
It
were
was like,
Yeah.
diabolical. Like it was
and
not
Legends. Legends.
that,
They had a
the
moment on TV,
bro.
nigga.
The
God,
crazy thing about them
gee,
too is, you know what though? The crazy thing about Archie Bunker and Richard Pryor, I'm not Richard Pryor, but George Jefferson, is that George Jefferson said stuff that black people wanted to say to their
yep.
bosses and white people like that back
Straight
in the
up.
He
day,
he
and he
called
said it. And
he
and Archie Bunker said what all the white folks that was hiding
Hell yeah.
wanted to say because the
hey
ones that wasn't
Hell
hiding
yeah.
said it in your face.
it
And that's what my daddy always told me that. He said, son, that's why he said, I don't like them, but see, I can understand, see, I can deal better with racist folks from the South because they let you know where you stand.
pretty
He said,
much,
it's this up north stuff that I don't get. He said, because they'll be right there in front of you, smiling the whole time and be hanging you, metaphorically hanging you on the background.
bro.
He said, I like to know where I stand in the
Oh,
face instead of
It
in
talk
the front. I
about
said, man,
that
that's
democratic
crazy.
slavery.
the it,
Yeah, they get to talking real funny when they get around
bro.
you real quick when them
The
cameras is
it,
off.
Yeah,
it's
but look where comedy came from. Richard Pryor
Right?
and them guys didn't hold no punches. What's his name?
No.
Mooney, Paul
Paul
Mooney.
Mooney,
Paul Mooney?
They didn't
Yeah.
hold no punches.
dude.
They wasn't nothing was off limits.
Dude,
And
what
that's
was
what comedy was built off of, but here we are having this conversation because
it?
of,
I
difference of opinion. You
well,
see what I'm saying?
I can't remember the dude. It was a white dude, man. He was a killer at a roast. I can't think of his name though. I can see his
Oh, you
face.
talking about Jeff,
No,
shit.
not him.
Dang, what's his name? Okay.
I know who you're
I know
talking
you talking
about.
about
Not
bald head
him.
white dude.
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
Not
his name is Jeff something. But
is it
yeah, that's
him?
him.
Because I almost
Yeah.
wanted to say Red Skelton, but that ain't it. I know that's not it. I
No, you talking
can't.
about bald head white dude.
Yeah, but he
Look
older.
like a Ninja Turtle. Yeah.
Yeah, he's older. I can't. It might be Jet, but I'm like they were head choppers. Them
Man.
dudes knew that back like there was no subject that was off limits. There was nothing that
None.
you could say. There was nothing said that couldn't be said. It was like you gonna
Jeff
take it.
Ross. Jeff Ross is his name.
I gotta see.
Jeff Ross. That is.
Let me see, cause
Yeah, Jeff
if
Ross. He's a roast king. He's been the roast king forever.
I don't. Let me see. I'm trying to see if this is the guy, cause I can see his face, but I cannot think of the dude's name. No, he's
I can hear
older.
his voice.
He's older. He's older than Jeff Ross.
Good God,
Like,
Jeff
Really?
Ross is 60.
yeah, no, he's older. Like he was like the dude I'm
Who's out here?
talking back. The dude I'm talking about is like he was back with he was
Did he die
back with
already?
Richard. I do. He probably did, but he was old. He was back with like Richard now, and like Red Fox, like back in their day. Um,
You mean Carlin?
Wait a minute. Did
George
he? Yeah,
Carlin?
I was going to say, did he have a ponytail or no? Because
no,
if he did, that's
no, I know,
Carlin.
no, I know who George Carlin is. No, I
Okay,
can't.
Okay,
okay.
there you go.
Yeah, no, I know. I'll figure it out, bro. Because that's for those who don't
All
know.
right.
If I'm always looking off, I have a computer screen like right beyond the camera, so it makes it a little bit easier. So anybody who's watching this and be like, "Where is he always looking?" There's a computer screen behind me that helps me when I Google stuff.
It's none of your business.
I don't want people to be like, "This dude is always look like he's just staring off into space and doing something." Like, yes,
I want conflict
None
always.
of,
it's
none of your business.
I am doing dual screens, so yes, I am. I'm doing that. But yeah, but those guys. That's what I'm saying. Man, a lot of those guys were some of the greatest comedians, and they didn't care. They were head choppers. Their whole entire thing was like, if I'm going to offend you, I'm going to make sure that I offend you very well. Now, like I said, with
Right.
George, like even with George Carlin was like, man, I'm going to make you uneasy. I'm going to make stuff
Yeah.
uneasy. Like that's where you came out with like the records, like what is it, like the seven deadliest words or something that can't be
Yeah.
played on.
Yep. 7
Yeah.
words you can't say on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
it's
was
like
George Carlin.
that's what I'm saying though. Like, bro, like when you look at Red Fox and all that stuff, when they were like, when we were making records, we couldn't cuss for a long time, and they was like,
Nope.
we had to be creative because if we were to cuss on the record while we were doing comedy, they wouldn't sell it, and they had to
Hmm.
literally be creative in how they did it. They were still being offensive while not using the offensive word.
100%.
So like offensive have always been there. I think what has happened is like it's just gone too far. And I really think but I'm being honest when I say I blame like us millennials. I think that's where we rank. I think I'm millennial. I think I
Hmm.
never can keep up. I'm for real, dude. I can never keep up with where's what. Like you got millennials,
Right.
Gen X, Gen Z. Like I can't keep up with all this stuff. But it's like we were the ones who made it possible for them to be like this because we started doing too much pussyfooting around and making everything
Hmm.
so sensitive to be
Oh, it's
like,
cool, bro.
yeah,
It's
don't.
cool. You can do it.
Let's not talk about them. Let's give everybody a
Yeah.
trophy and let's make
Hmm.
sure
Come
that
on.
everybody feels important because it's like nah. When we like, I remember playing sports. If you came in last place, you came in last place. Like that's just what it was. You didn't get
Well,
the same trophy.
no participation trophy.
Yeah, it's like, dude, and that's like I remember when they first started that stuff, dude. I'll never forget when they started that stuff, and they was like, "Yeah, here's your trophy." I was like, "What the hell? We get a trophy for it?" Like,
We
what?
just broke
Right.
it. Threw it away.
Right? It was like, what did we get a trophy for? It's like we didn't come in third. Like we didn't. Like I can understand we came in first through third, but like we like, dude, we're in fifth, sixth place. Like, what am I getting a trophy for? Like this was nothing to me. It's not important. Like you're not
Because
helping my self
because
esteem.
somebody thought it was important because they paid for it and they put it in a program and they wanted to buy something for the team. That's what it became, man. That's what it became. It became that became gentle parenting. I remember the Dare program was in school pretty tough. I remember they used to walk around, they do your little programs, just say no. I remember that was
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that was a
Yeah,
big
I
thing.
remember there. I
I
remember
remember
there. I
I
remember
remember it
there.
was all in it. And then I remember the time in high school where none of that mattered, and it was no longer there. I remember the funding was gone. It wasn't even about that no more. It
No, the
was it
funding
really
wasn't gone.
wasn't.
They just didn't want to fund it. Let's be
True
for real.
facts. I mean,
The
you know what
funding
they
didn't
say, the
go. They
money
just
was
didn't want
there.
to fund it.
Don
And
Rickles.
that's
There it is.
Don Rickles.
I feel
Ha!
better. I feel better now.
Oh, okay. Your brain was going into crash mode.
Bro, it was because like I was like I'm
Hmm.
literally sitting here Googling like old comedians. It's like it was Don
Who is
Rickles.
it? Don Rickles.
Don Rickles. It was like he's like the king of insult comedy. Like that's what I was like, okay, there we go. I feel better now.
Look, all I'm saying is there's a place for Don Rickles to go ahead and do what Don Rickles do best, and I'm just saying that you have to allow that to happen sometimes. I understand it's at the expense of being offensive. I get that. I
Right.
never would want someone not to recognize that yes, to someone you are going to offend. 100%. The family was without a doubt had every right to be offended. A
Exactly.
Now,
hundred
would
percent.
it now do in you guys' opinion? Do you think it would have been better if he would have said, "Ah, that was wrong. Rest in peace."
I don't think it would have made anything better. Like it just
Okay.
I kind of feel like that's an insult on top
Because
of an insult. Like I literally
yeah,
just
You
I
can
literally
try
just
to clean it up. Try.
yeah,
like
You
somebody
can
say,
try.
you know how a
yeah.
comedian is a crack a joke, be like, you know what, that was, I'm sorry, y'all, that
Yeah.
was
Well, I mean,
way too far.
even if you
If he'd have,
say
did that, it would still been So even
even
trying to
you
clean
on
it
a
up wouldn't
sinking
have made it
ship.
no better, right?
yeah,
Let's be
no,
real.
because you're trying to put a band-aid on a gun wound. Like it's not.
Pretty much.
You would never be able to put a band-aid on a shotgun wound and be like, oh, this is gonna hold. Like it's just it was bad. It was a joke. It's one of those things where if you're going to tell it, you're going to have to just be like,
Yeah,
You
use the
cause. Let's be real.
consequences.
It's gonna cause a little damage,
it is,
and
and
no matter what you want to do, it's gonna echo.
there's
So
nothing.
good luck with that.
Yeah, it's nothing that you're going to do. You're just going to eat that. It's just going to be one of those things where you sit here and you go, all right, hey, there it is. And then now this is where I would say there's offensive, insensitive, and then just straight out bad. Now, like to go back to your Roseanne Barr one, that one, well, they looking like the monkeys thing. That because I guess where it is, even then, it's
See,
a 50. It's one of those
see,
50-50
look
things.
at you.
It is.
You were sitting there on
I
ice. Just what?
No,
Hold on.
because
Hold
it's 50. This is why I say it's 50-50 because when you're in a racism thing, when you start playing with that racism stuff, like same thing with even black folk. When you start playing with that racism line, it's you're either going to be like there's a difference between telling a joke that's like has a racist overtone and then there's a difference between telling a racist joke. Like Bill Burr to me does a great job. Like I am a Bill Burr fan.
Oh, tell a joke with a
Yeah.
racist over.
Yeah,
He
he can tell. Yeah,
100,000%.
he can
Yes,
tell. There are
100,000.
there are white comedians because I watch comedy
Oh
on
yeah.
feeds all the time. There are white comedians that can tell a joke with racist like with racial overtones that be like they're making fun of it. Like I can get that. I can get the whole thing of where they might be like, yeah, like one of my favorite Bill Burr jokes is like,
Tom Segura.
well, he was like how black people. He was like it's where they put the mother effer at in the sentence. He was like if we could just fix that, like where black folk put it. Like, he's like where
Put
he's
the
like
race before
yeah.
the
It was
insult.
like yeah. He's like black people put the mother effer after the racial slur. He's like if white people could just make that change, like that's a joke with racial undertones. That's funny. Same thing when you hear them being like, "Hey, yo, black people might go to jail or something like that." You know the difference between somebody telling a joke of, "I'm making fun of the stereotype," and then I'm making
Right.
fun of that. So that's why I say it can be a 50-50 thing. With her, it really wasn't no 50-50 thing. It was pretty much like I'm calling you a monkey. Like like it's just one of those things. It's like, hey, I'm calling this black person
He
a
felt
monkey.
quick.
Right.
He's
I'm
like,
just
nope,
saying,
you just did that.
yeah, like it was just like, yeah, no, she was, yeah, no, that was just racism. Like I can I can take joke with racism. Like it's like, hey, it's a racist
Overtone.
overtone, and then there's straight out racism. No, that was just straight out racism. Like it's just you didn't swing with the fence on it. You were just like, yeah, these monkeys. Oh well, okay, all right, okay. Oh wow,
So
well,
that's what we doing.
right. That's where we at.
You know what?
Okay, all
Here's
right.
how I feel about that. I'm just gonna be fair. Look, if that's and I'm just gonna be fair. If that's what it is, that's what it is. So be it.
Yeah,
If you
at
get
least you
called out
know.
and you got caught for being racist, and like I said, your best outlook was look, either I'm gonna take this one or I'm gonna let it. Well, hold on. If you took it on the chin, okay, or if it cost you, okay. Well, look, if you got caught being racist at the wrong moment, because there is a thing, and I'm sorry, Caucasians have to be aware. You
Yeah,
can get caught
yeah.
being racist at the wrong moment, where it was supposed to not be, and yet you said it exactly like someone who sounds racist.
Racist.
And
You
I'm
gotta be
like,
careful.
yeah, you can't pull off the bike every time. Sometimes they get on the throttle and they be like, hey, hey, hey,
Yeah,
hey,
you
hey,
gotta
hey,
be careful.
where are we?
But let's
Where do
be
we
honest.
go? Where do we
But
go?
there's different rules. There's different rules for different cultures. It's just time. Like and we don't
Fair.
write them. We don't write them. It's just certain stuff you learn as you go. Like it's just
Well,
white people be like, oh, you say nigga all the time. Why can't we say it? Because it'll get you whooped. I'm sorry, I didn't make these rules, but I know where to uphold them. I know where to uphold them. You feel there's by all means you when you call if you call a woman a B, you gotta give it context. Like some of these, I would personally never do it. I'm never gonna. I just don't. If I call you, I'm gonna be honest with you. In my unsaved days, if I slipped up and called you a B, it was serious. I knew what it meant back in. But nowadays
This is what.
this things have changed. Like the you call somebody a B. Did you put a bad B in front of? Like, did you put bad in front of? Is she just a regular old? Or is she a bad? You
Now
gotta you
that's the
gotta
double
give
standard.
context. You gotta get
That, that's
everything
the
has double
reason
look. Everything
why
has
we gotta
double
live in double
standards
standards.
because that's
You
life.
either gonna be one or you ain't.
Life. Now it's
But see,
life.
that's the thing, because if you
Life.
just because you put an adjective in front of a bad word, you still the same thing.
Hey, I look, sir. These rules are different.
It's just like
These
being a
rules is
rich
different.
nigga.
I'm gonna
What
be
did Jay
real.
Z say? It's just like being a rich nigga. And what's the difference between a rich nigga and an average nigga? The
Huh.
average and the rich.
Is
Still,
it?
huh,
Is it?
still.
But
Still,
but
hey,
here
I'm not. Hey, I'm OJ. Okay.
right but
I'm
let's
not
Okay.
black. I'm OJ. Okay.
yeah, it's at the end of the day, we got standards. There's a lot of double standards in this world. It sucks. I think a lot of some stuff is way more simpler than we've made it. But there's a lot of double standards, and that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where if people just gotten too sensitive about them. I mean, and I know a lot of folk want to change a lot of stuff, but some stuff just don't fit. It don't work. I'm just being honest. Yeah,
Maybe it's too soon.
nah, it just
Like
don't work.
if that joke got dropped 20 years from now, would it still be
But
the
uh,
same
but
reaction?
that's a
I
long
don't,
time,
I don't
bro.
look.
That's a
Look.
long time.
All I
It's
know is
only
a
been
B
five
word
years.
is still very much a HR accessible
Yeah,
pass free.
oh
Come get one.
yeah.
Come get one if you need one.
I'm just
If
saying.
you want to see, if if
I'm
you really want to test how
I,
free you are
I'm just saying.
in your position,
If his
go ahead.
family
Test it.
if his family was in the audience and he caught one, you just
Come
it's just
on.
you just gotta eat that.
Look,
You just gotta get
look,
Will
man.
you
You
just
still
gotta get Will
laughing.
Smith.
So
You
You
just gotta get Will
cannot.
Smith. You gotta get
Well, come
you gotta
on.
get the Chris Rock treatment. It
You
is what
can't
it
throw out.
is.
You cannot throw out the rock and not expect to get one back. That's all I
Right.
know.
That's all I'm
You
saying.
gotta take that hit.
You gonna
So
have to eat
if
one.
you willing to throw it out, all I'm saying is in your workplace, look, you can sit there, you can play with that B word all you want. It's a straight up one way ticket
Hey.
to
It
let's sit in front of some Caucasians and try to explain.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just is
So and the joke is even worse
here it is.
because it won't land. I
So
swear, is
okay,
if you try to explain that joke.
so let's try to unpack this then.
okay.
A woman say don't call me a B,
Right?
but if you say
Okay.
you a bad B, it's okay, right?
Depends on the
Right?
woman. Depends on the woman.
Okay, okay, right.
Depends on the woman.
So
Gotta
let's
cut
flip
that
that in the
half. Yeah, right.
context. Since we went to white and black, since everything
Okay.
is that way. If a white dude was like, "Man, we got a crowd full of rich niggas," okay,
He getting whooped.
all right,
I fully.
okay.
I'm
So
sorry. He's just getting whooped.
regardless if he put rich
He,
on the front or good looking front, y'all some rich, good
no,
looking.
there are
Either
certain
way it go, he's still
sir.
getting cracked, right?
There are certain
Okay,
instances. Now, certain
so
instances. I'm sorry. It's just look,
don't give
sir.
me no adjective and
It
then
no.
spit in the wind and
Let
tell
me
me it's
Hold on,
raining.
hold
no.
on.
Let me
Can
no.
I be
You
100? Can I be 100?
please,
Can I
cause
be 100?
go for it.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, go for that
If
one.
the if he just went off the rail and said it, I'm gonna go with the young man. But if that was the lyrics of some Negro song and he was getting hyped to it, oh, I don't know if he get cracked.
I think
I
he get
think that
cracked.
nigga might get some likes.
No, I think
I
he'll
think
get cracked.
somebody might check
Well,
the box.
I think he'll get cracked
No,
because I'm
no,
gonna be or he's gonna get this, or he gonna get that look, or he gonna get that look from that black person. Be like, all right, you got that's one.
Yeah,
the
That's
reason
from
one.
black people, but
this is the reason why
niggas can't help.
in this day and age,
Niggas can't help they like beats.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
in this day and age, I feel like he would get a pass until he's done with the venue, right?
I don't know, bro.
Right. Another thing is
Watch.
the reason why I say that is because there's been a long list of entertainers that have been from the Caucasian descent that have entertained and done their job tactfully without even using the word or coming close to it.
Right.
True.
Okay,
Right.
so that's why I feel like it'll kind of be a different. And then another reason why I feel like you probably wouldn't get touched till after the venue or till things was kind of, you might get some walkouts and somebody throw something up there. But as far as like somebody full fledged making it on stage, nope, that's not happening anymore, right? But the reason why I feel like that is because, like you said, the generation that came before us stood 10 toes down. They was like, hold on, this stops now. And then we came, and then it was like, yeah, definitely, this stops now. And then the next generation came and was like, oh, Chad's cool,
Yeah.
man. His dad don't
The
like black people, but
Uh,
he's all right. And I'm like,
I
what? This is
I
how we wrote.
this is
I can't be mad about it. I can't
I
be mad about it because
I
I understand.
I give you certain points on it. I like I said, I give you certain points. There are certain things I give, but I'm sorry. The way that first of all, the way that Karens are walking up on stages when they don't like jokes, the fact that folk are like literally standing up in the middle of shows and are like going at people and doing stuff, is I think that we've just hit a point to where people feel too entitled to
Voice their
yeah,
opinion.
they feel way too entitled to do it. So that's what I'm saying. It's a pick. It's a decision. I don't know. Like that's what I said. It depends where you are, because like
Mhm.
again, it ain't gonna necessarily, and it may not be the black people who get upset. It might be the white person in the
true.
crowd that'll be like, "Oh my God, you
No,
said nigga," and now like they feel like they gotta say something because they don't want nobody to look at them like I laughed at this. Because like you seen the joke,
exactly.
you seen the
So
jokes
they
where
so they CYA at that point.
well, but I'm just saying,
I'm appalled that he would say that. Somebody's still gonna crack you
Yeah.
because you
right,
there, and
I'm
because you,
that's what I'm saying. You don't necessarily. For me, we're at a weird stage of we don't actually know everything that'll get you canceled, if that makes sense.
yeah,
We
because
don't
not.
know.
Hence the reason why I say some comedians are feel censored, and some comedians rather not do stand up now. They rather just take movie roles because that's the easiest way to make money without having to toe the line with entertaining people with jokes that they may find offensive.
But my thing is, if you are a stand-up comedian, you got to do what a stand-up comedian does, and that's stand up and be a comedian. At the end of the day, you're going to ruffle feathers. Like I listened to Cedric, the entertainer, was like, "Yeah, I wish I could be like Dave Chappelle. I wish I could say some of the stuff that he says, but I got all of these people eating." So now it makes me look at you and go, "How real are you?" Like it makes me sit here and go, like, nigga, is this something that you're saying, because this is what you think, or are you just saying this because nigga, this keeps your checks coming? And it's like,
Probably a little bit of both.
but that's
Fair.
yeah,
I'd have said both.
I'm not saying that.
Mostly the latter, because that's how you get them. That's how you stay on network TV by
Yeah,
keeping
but now
your
you
revolutionist part tucked
yeah,
away.
but to me you lose your authenticity. You can't say that
You
you got
do.
authentic
Whoa,
comedy.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
You
whoa.
lose
I
that for
gotta
me.
hold on, time out.
All
So
right,
let's
like
be
I'm a
real. If selling out is a problem, it's a problem because ain't nobody buying what you selling. That's what the game is when you're a
I
comedian. You're the brand, you're the joke.
yeah, but
So either you're buying into a market that is selling comedy or you're not making money.
I
So if that's the
I
case, all I'm saying is for you to protect your brand is you to protect your brand. So if you told a joke, if you put on a dress, that's what you did, okay. Well, that's what you did to protect your brand. But here's the thing: did you cross the line? Probably,
but
probably
but I
somewhere.
but that's what I'm saying though. But my thing is this: if I'm censoring everything that I do, if I'm censoring everything about me, if I am if I'm literally taking everything off or whatever, how in the world do you take me serious? It's like one of those things like I don't know how I take you serious as a comedian. I don't know how I take you serious as anything. Because now it's like I don't you're just telling me what I want to hear. It's like one
Mm-hmm.
of those things. You're just telling me what I want
Spoon
to
feed
hear.
me what you think
Yeah,
I want to hear.
Well, hold on.
and this money. I mean, I'm not
Well,
gonna
at
say you
what?
ain't
Whoa,
gonna make
whoa,
your money out of it.
hold on. Hold on, wait, hold on. At what point did comedy become more than entertainment? Because if you're speculating realness or authenticity through a comedian's lens, at what point? What point? I feel like D.L. Hughley is probably one of the more authentic. I probably was probably that that raw type of individual. But do I care
Mm-hmm.
for his comedy? Not really.
No, but I'm saying when I say authenticity, I'm saying like when you look at the Red Foxes, when you look at the George Carlins, when you look at the Richard Pryors, even if you look at the Bernie Macs, if you look at a lot of these guys, they could still put real, they could put their personality into their comedy. They
Right.
like if you go watch Richard Pryor talked about burning himself up doing crack.
Yeah, he did.
Like
He
Bernie
did.
Mac, like Bernie Mac talked about family. Bernie Mac talked about all this. George Carlin talked about America's racism. Look at Robin Williams when he did the
Social
American.
status.
Yeah, he Robin Williams did the bit with the American flag. Like
Yes, he did.
these guys were still able to be themselves. Even when you look at Dave Chappelle, that nigga is still everything that they hate him for. He still does. So, Cat Williams is another one where you look at it and you go, these are still popular people who do who gives you the authentic self. They give you who they are. And you can
Right.
trust because I can look at your comedy and then I can look at you and it fits. And when you hear people going, I can't say this, I can't say that, I won't say this or I won't say that, not because you never hear them say, I'm not saying it because I believe the opposite. I'm not saying it because I just want to keep my check going. Now that to me, because like I look more of like I get it. Don't ever get the game twisted. I get why they do it, but it makes me sit here and go, what's the real in it? Because now you're just telling me a story. So are these your jokes or is this the next person's jokes? Or like who nigga, I'm giving you a support and nigga you might not even earn that from me. I shouldn't be supporting it because it's like I don't really actually know if you are being the comedy like being real about your comedy because I think the best comedy is the stuff that got real in it. But that's just me. That's me. Anybody can write like anybody can write a sitcom joke. Anybody can write a sitcom joke. But I feel like if you're going to be a stand up, there needs to be some type of like something to you because that's what makes your comedy you. If everybody does the same type of stand up bull crap, it's cookie cutter. So
Well, I mean, like I said, if you go tell offensive jokes, you gotta expect to be offended if you go to a platform of offense. But I'll be honest, sometimes yes, we do get overly sensitive. Sometimes it does get a little bit I don't know of an undertone that seems to have always on the brink of offense, whether it be African American related or not. I hate when people put offenses on us. That's silly. I think
yeah,
people offended for us is some bull.
yeah,
Sometimes that gets a little old. But like
very
I
young.
said, if the question is, whether you understand some of the weaknesses of the system or some of the breaks that we've given or some of the crap or we allow to pass. Like I said, whatever you're gonna let pass or whatever you're not gonna let pass. However that goes. So sometimes you find something you like, no, I'm not giving that a pass. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not gonna say that's not offensive. And it's gonna happen. You're gonna have it in your life where you're gonna have to call something offensive and stand on something. And we'll see how it goes. Some people crumble quick because somebody just has an opinion. And I'm like, you'll find out that's more often than not.
Yeah, I mean,
But it doesn't make someone right, or you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make someone right simply because you want to defend someone else's point. Offense is offense, and if you're offended
Okay.
by it, you can
Okay.
stand on
So I'm glad we told that line because before we get into a little piece of content I want you all to see, I want to ask you this. Does that same concept apply to Nashville, Tennessee, where we have Chud, the builder, walking around gaslighting black folks when he says, "Hey, do you believe in freedom of speech?" And then they say, "Yeah, of course we believe in freedom of speech. That's your right to say what you want." And he was like, "So it's okay for me to say nigga then, right?" And they like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hold on, dude, you're gonna get yourself hurt." And he was like, "Well, wait a minute. We established at the beginning of the conversation that you believe in freedom of speech, right?" "Yeah. So it's okay for me to say nigga." And when they get going, getting upset about it, basically wolfing, tell you the truth. He like, "Oh, they chimping out. Look at them. They chimping out." And you know what that means, of course, right? So
Oh yeah,
when you see, because that's another conversation we got to get into about that. When you see that happening, right, and you see people of African American descent, they do a lot of woofing but no action, right? Because they say, "Oh, you got a gun," or he carries a gun with him and he keeps a bear spray on him. So if you attack him, he'll spray you. And if you try to attack him a different type of way, if he's feeling like, froggish, he'll use his firearm. So when you see a video of that happening and black folks are doing what they do, but then the next video you see a white dude coming to the defense of black people because they like, "You a racist, you don't represent us, we don't like you, da 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 da." Is that the same thing?
The same thing is what?
What Aaron was just explaining, the fact that some people just seem to want to take on other folks' battles just because they feel like, "Oh,
I mean, I
let
I
me put
don't
myself in the clear."
I don't think it's. I mean, a little bit. Some of it is just that. I think some of it is. I think some of it is people trying to be, good people. But like I said, it's all. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain it. A lot of it is just. It depends because you got a guy who's literally doing his best to piss black people off. And the reason why
Yep.
he's trying to do that is because he wants a reaction. Okay, because he wants a reaction, he wants to be able to bear spray you or shoot you. Okay,
Right.
so it's him trying to prove a point. Now, if you get a white person that's coming up and they're like, "Hey, we don't like this" or whatever like that, I think that's you expressing a view. I think that's them kind of doing the freedom of speech thing as
Hmm.
well, to say, okay, hey,
right.
we don't like this. This is my freedom of speech. Since you're saying you want freedom of speech, okay, here you go. Okay.
Right.
But here's the thing: if I
Okay.
may, there is no such thing. Okay, there is no rule that says freedom of speech has to have consequence.
Yeah,
There's
And
no
that's
that's
what I'm
really
rule
saying.
true.
that
That's
says
what I'm
freedom
Well,
of
saying.
see,
speech has
Well,
no consequence.
that
So
my father taught me freedom like this. He said, "Hey, son, freedom costs."
it
He
does.
said he said freedom
something
costs. He said you want to be free. He said you don't want to live under this. He said you want your own house. You got to pay it. You got to pay a mortgage. You want to drive your own car. You got to pay a car note. So he's like freedom costs. So like you said, that don't mean freedom don't come without without repercussions. Where I think
serious.
a lot of people think freedom is, they think, well, yeah, I just say it and I should be able to walk off. Nah,
Hmm.
if you're free to say something, I'm free, and you feel you free to do something, I can feel I'm free to do something back. So
Okay.
that's an equal in that thing. That's why I say I don't, when I talk about like the people trying to come to the rescue of something, it's the
Hmm.
people who do it like overboard. Like the people who sit here and it's like for instance, when they were doing all of the George Floyd stuff and they were marching and black and white people was like, yeah, anything that has racism to it, we need to remove. Like, and they ended up taking down an episode of Golden Girls where they had like a tan face. Like, we didn't ask for that. Like, we don't. That's too
Right.
far. Like, and the same thing
Yeah.
with like the
And that's the
Democrat.
thing. Have you
Like,
noticed that they edit some of the older movies, and then at the beginning of the movie they'll put some this movie was filmed at a
yeah,
different time. Some
it.
things or statements may be offensive.
Yeah, we
But
don't.
it's like,
It's
what?
Yeah, like I was watching Disney the other day and it's like an episode of Recess where Tubby was a chubby kindergartner and they were like, "Yeah, this is sensitive. This does not um announce the rules, or the thoughts or feelings of the Disney." I'm like, "Nobody cares. This is Recess." Like, you feel this is a childhood show. Like nobody gives a rat's tail about Tubby. Nobody's about to be upset. The dude's name is
His name
Tubby.
is Tubby.
Like
Like, let's start there.
let's just we don't care. Like we don't care that they had tan faces and it looked like blackface. We knew what the joke was. We know. It's like
But let's be 1,000. We also know who that's for. We also
yeah.
know who that is marketed for. That is not marketed for everyone. That is marketed specifically for a certain group of people who have a little bit of problem with a little bit too much season. They got a little bit too. It's too real. It got too
It,
real too quick. The
I
fat kid's fat. How do we
yeah,
not know? We
like
didn't
but
see
it
it coming. I feel
well
triggered.
it's that.
What you triggered to
I'm
do?
triggered.
But I'm saying, what does it matter if you're triggered? That's
What
what
are
I'm
you, what
up.
are you triggered
Like
to
what?
do?
Here's
Nah,
the
I'm
Wake up,
triggered
fat,
because
be fat. What are you
look, I'm
doing?
triggered because they've been calling me fat my whole life. Now all of a sudden it's body shaming.
right. Like
You did? Come on.
there are certain
Keep
things,
going.
bro, that's never gonna bother me. Because we come from a family. I come from a family of joners. Like that's nigga. We told jokes. You had to joke to
Oh
survive,
yeah,
bro.
you go catch some fire.
You
You
gonna
go
catch
catch some
it,
fire.
like, dude. I was the youngest, like, dude. I was the youngest out of like everybody does not realize how many brothers I actually have, like how many people I call brothers, and it's like you had to chop to survive because if not, you were gonna get ate alive. Like
Whoa.
you were gonna get ate.
Don't be don't be sensitive, nigga. You
Right.
better
So
live with this.
they
Come
they
on.
they beat the sensitivity out of us in a sense because it was like the world ain't sensitive like that, and that's to
Hell
me,
no.
that to me is where the problem really comes in, is because we're building a sensitive generation for a world that's extremely harsh. Like it's what I don't like your joke. Bump not liking a joke, nigga. I don't like these gas prices. Let's do something about that. Like I don't like these. You feel like I don't care what joke you telling. Like
Well,
I got a problem. I got a problem with these gas prices. I got a problem with this food price. Like I'm mad that
woo,
nigga, a burgers is $10. Like I got problems with that. Like that's where my
Lord.
issues come in. Like I got different. My sensitivities is for different reasons. Like I nobody got time. Like I can care less if this chick said monkey. Like nigga, I don't have that type of. I don't have that type of time.
He's
Like I'm just saying, I ain't got the type of.
not that type of freak.
Yeah, dude, we got other stuff to worry about. Like again, I'm worried about how this
For real.
mortgage. You feel like the AES. Like nigga, we need to get on these
Oh,
niggas. Like
woo.
the fact that they almost got beat up because they found out that they was cheating people. Like that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but
oh.
we are sensitive about. We're sensitive about the stuff that, truth be told, we can be like, hey, don't do that again.
Dude,
That's it.
has it ever occurred to you, like, I'm going to be real for a second. Has it ever occurred to you that manufacturer warranties are really the most simplest and dumbest thing that you could do? But yet, you have to pay more for a product that's going to fail within a short time period of its existence, and yet they only have to cover it for 1 year. And I'm like, who decides that? Why don't we as consumers decide that? We allow our state to go ahead and go, you go ahead and tell them how long it's good for. And I'm like, that's stupid. There's certain things that you probably need to do better. And we should probably demand a better respect of our dollar. But no, we just keep consuming, just keep buying.
Yep.
Everything shoes. Everything's this, everything's this. Oh, if you are against purses and people who stop buying those, stop buying purses. I'm like, it don't matter if you buy suits. What does it matter if you buy guns? What does it matter if you buy silverware? What if it doesn't matter if you just consume and all you do is consume something different? I'm like, still a part of the problem, brother. Still a part of
It
that's
that
all I'm saying.
we don't think everything through. I think this is the real, bro. I think that they gave us the ability to micro focus on something that we think we can control
Woo.
while they are literally changing all of the stuff that we need. They gave us something to focus on that we want while they focus on what we need. Your food prices going to go up, your gas prices going to go up, your mortgages, your electricity, your water, all of your necessities we're going to battle those. But we're worried. But you're worried about a joke. You're worried about representation of women in a movie. You're worried about this, and it's like you're still paying $20 to go see this movie.
Well, look, you're free enough
Yeah.
to worry about that. You're free enough to worry about that. It's not that you're just worried about it. It's like you have enough time, you'll put in enough effort to concern yourself with it. And so therefore it must have conscience. Like
It,
that's just weird. Like
but I think that's the only. I think that's is just another trick, man. I think it's just like another trick of the enemy, to be honest with you. And
fair.
we just sit here, bro, and we'll see folk all day long go, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, we need to watch this. No, because we're consuming this. Like you realize, like I don't think people realize that you can turn off the TV. I don't think
You
people.
remember when
I don't.
TV
Like
man, you remember when TV used to go off?
yeah,
Man, do you remember? Oh,
but that's what I'm saying though. Like I don't think people realize you can change a channel. I don't like this. So
well,
then why are you watching it? Like, bro, here's the real. I am a straight dude, heterosexual male. So I'm not gonna watch Queer Eye for the gay guy. Like I'm not gonna watch that. I don't know if that thing is still on. I know it was back on like back in the day. I don't know if that still exists or not. But I'm just saying.
I'm sure it's some form.
Right, I'm sure some form of it. Like I'm not going to watch an LGBTQ movie. I'm just not going to watch it. It's like it's okay. I'm not going to watch an atheist movie. That's not what I believe in. So guess what? I'm just going to change the channel because they make enough content, they tell enough jokes to where if I don't like what this person is saying, there's somebody else that I can follow. Like, but it's like people are like, but people are literally sitting here like, no, you got to change it because if we let this behavior go on, yo, you want to know what to end that? When you quit supporting it. When they
There
are
it is.
when they are the lowest, when they are the lowest, when they are the lowest earner in their when their contract don't get renewed, them niggas will start changing some things. When that TV show gets canceled, they'll start changing some things. That's it.
That's
Like,
it.
just don't watch it. Like, you would think it would be that easy, but folk, for whatever reason, ain't figured that part out yet. And that's why I laugh. But some of the stuff don't even be that crazy offensive. Like the Dave Chappelle stuff, I be cracking up because the funniest thing that I ever seen was like they be like, well, man, he's transphobic, and I'm like, one of his best stories about is how he was cool with a transsexual, and he's like, no, it's not my issue against trans people. He's like, it's the fact that you think that your fight and your plight is on the same level of what black people went through. He said that y'all think that y'all are going through the same struggle. You know, y'all been going through stuff since the 60s and the 70s. He's like, we've been going through stuff since, for 200 plus years. We're not the same. He's like, that's my plight with y'all. He's like, that's my issue with y'all. He's a y'all. These are just good jokes. It's an easy writing joke. But he was like, my plight with it is that you think what you go through and what we've been through is the same. And he's like, and it's not. And he's just like, you're not going to tell me that it is. He said, you're not going to tell me that it is, and you're not going to convince me that it is. And that's where I think it all goes down. A lot of folk miss so much. So many people miss what the actualities of stuff is, and they just make up their own thing to make them feel better. Like if it offends you, don't watch it. If it offends you, don't listen to it. Don't support it. Call it a day. Like you would think it would be easy. You would think that'd be easy. And I'm not about to sit here and go read no niggas tweet from 20 years ago. I don't care. I probably thought the nigga was racist anyway.
Hold on. I'm not even going to relatively read anyone's tweet for something about something 20 years ago.
Right.
I'm just not even going to do that. It's not relative to me.
I don't even
your
care.
Opinion and your perspective. Why would I care what you think is the best if you never saw Michael Jordan play? As soon as you admit that to me, I go, oh,
we got to talk
your
about that.
Your opinion is relative to me.
We got to talk about that.
Well, I'm going to move on.
we got to talk about that one because I don't care. We got to do a show on that because I'm getting tired of these niggas today.
Yeah.
My whole blood pressure just changed, nigga. I'm getting sick and
Man,
tired of
hold
that.
on. I'm
I'm
tired
getting
of it
tired.
too.
I'm
Because
getting tired of these niggas.
they
Oh,
don't went
did
as
that on
far as saying,
purpose.
look, they don't went as far as putting out the stats talking about some the man can get four Hall of Fame jackets. I'm like, look, bro. All
Who?
right, we doing too much now.
Who can get
We
four?
are doing. You heard me. They are proclaiming that LeBron can get registered for a Hall of Fame for each
Bruh,
team that he played for.
bruh.
He had a Hall of Fame career. Man,
If
stop
Woo.
if he can
playing
get
with me.
if LeBron James can get 4 Hall of Fame jackets, then dude Kareem Abdul-Jabbar can get
Needs
two.
like
He
six.
I'm about to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Well,
needs two. Then what's Pat Riley needs multiple. Cause my
Like
thing,
four.
well,
like dude, you're not LeBron James.
Phil
Look,
Jackson need like six.
yeah, it's like
Nah, eight.
true.
Actually,
Dude,
nah, he get
three,
nine.
two, yeah. What
Nah,
I
he
don't
won
know.
six with the Bulls, bro.
Yeah, he won 6 with the Bulls, five with LA, and then I think he won one in New York when he played.
See,
good
so he
God.
need like
So
12 of them.
yeah, so this is what I'm
13 of them
saying. Yeah,
and
like
12, yeah.
dude, that you want to know why this generation? Again, we go to the generational thing. You want to know why they want
Again,
LeBron? You want to know why they want LeBron to do all this stuff? Because you want your generation to say you were the ones who fixed so much. You want your generation to say you were the greatest at whatever it
That
was.
changed
Yeah,
everything.
you're the
Nah,
generation that no
y'all definitely ain't gonna have that.
LeBron James
yeah,
is
Look, that argument, sorry, sir, that argument stops with music alone.
bruh.
Boom.
You
well,
Done.
it
Y'all
stops with
cooked.
well.
music. It stops with
Uh-oh.
music, fashion, entertainment. Nothing. And anything after. I'm gonna be honest. Anything after 2001, bruh, is pretty much washed. Like it's not even. It's not even there. The only thing that's gotten better over the years is anime. That's about as good as it get. Television is trash.
Hmm.
Well,
So it's like but that's what I'm saying. I think that's what the generation wants. They want to be like, were the ones of social change and justice, and we're the ones. No, you're not.
Mm-mm.
You will never outdo the '60s. You will never. They will never outdo the '60s. You literally
Nope.
had Bill Russell. You had Jim Brown. You had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who were fighting. Jackie Robinson being the only black person and getting toe up. Like you're never going to beat that. Our millennials are never going to
nah,
beat that. We're never. Nobody is ever going to endure the pain, the struggle, the hurt, the physicality, the brutality of them older years because there was no sensitivity. There was no nothing. They called you a white child could call a grown man a nigger to his face, and there was nothing that he could do. We're not on the same levels. We're
wait. I would have agreed with you at one time, but I will say this: it is Jim Crow 2.0. You will get to experience exactly what you were talking about in the way you're talking about it if you ain't careful. The
uh,
history is
the
always doomed to repeat itself.
when
I'm
you don't
not
know
saying
it.
there won't be a reaction. I'm not saying that. I understand where where it goes from there. I know exactly where the next foot goes. I get you. But at the same point in time, young people will have to come in contact with this white male. And it ain't went nowhere. And like we say, what has changed? What has changed? It was always there.
It's I mean
You were protected by it.
You know we ain't gonna
it,
repeat that.
I will
Not
say
not
it.
this, not us.
I will say it will always be in the DNA, but I also think where I would say it will be different. Where I would say it will be different is the fight will be different. Where well, I'll put it
Hmm.
this way. I'll put it this way.
You right.
Let
It'll
me
be
fix it.
different.
Let me fix it this way.
Clean this up.
If we're not careful, if we're not paying attention, we'll be back in. Like you said, history will repeat itself because it's like how does the saying go? Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it.
Doomed to repeat it.
So when they're changing the laws and they're like when you look at what the Supreme Court just did, how we always go political, but when you look at the thing that the Supreme Court just did, where the ruling that they just made, where people have the freedom to redistrict. With if you start looking at if black folk are talking about we ain't about to vote because you know we don't feel like it matters. If we are not careful, we can find ourselves back in that situation because you had a vote, you had an ability to do it, and you didn't take the opportunity to stand up and fight it the way it
Mm-hmm.
should have been fought. Because we're looking for a fight, hand to hand, gun to gun, knife to knife. Like that's the fight we're looking for. That ain't how that fight is gonna come. The fight is gonna come through legislature, and then you're going to look up, and before you know it, you're behind the eight ball. So if we're not
Mm-hmm.
careful, we can end up in that. But if we're paying attention, which in all honesty, but I've seen a lot of black people, a lot of minorities. Let's just not, because it's not even just black people. A lot
All right.
more minorities have been digging deeper into politics. You now, because you have the young dudes with their podcast, the young black dudes with their podcast. You have a lot of Latinos who's doing their podcast. A lot of us are digging into it
I
because
just
we have
want
to.
I just want them to boycott in Tennessee, boycott everything that they make money off of, boycott every game that they make money off of. Stay out of the bleachers, stay out of the fans. Teach them what who really controls now. Memphis, are you insane? 95%, please. These
It,
it's insane. Just rip all the money away from them. Like I said, it really comes down to dollar. Dollars influence, and if dollars influence, where you put it is where you want your influence to be. Until African Americans get on this tone, you have to build a community to understand unity. You can't jump the line and say, I want unity. You got to get a model. What's the model? What are we building? What's the model look like? And we I think that Pastor says it all the time. If you don't have a model with a vision, you don't have a future. There's
yeah.
no such thing. You're never going to jump the line and have a vision with no model. It doesn't work. You're going to have
Mm-hmm.
to build a model and find a vision that works that you can repeat over and over and over several times in different places to build community so that we can work together. We can start. Why? Can I ask a question? Why do we buy products made by other communities? Why do we buy hair products made by Caucasians? I just feel like
I can answer that.
maybe,
I can answer that.
please.
I can definitely answer that because we don't think we're good enough. We we
Well,
we we
That's
yeah.
think
silly.
we
Silly.
think. I'm serious, but when you think about it, first of all, let's go through the let's. I'm going to say it like this. Let's go through the nigga handbook of why we don't buy from other black folk. Well, y'all too expensive. I can go over here and get it cheaper. Yeah, you can go over there and get it cheaper because they are mass manufactured. I'm making this by hand. I'm making this
Not
Let's
by
be
only
hand.
real.
that, not
Walmart
only
don't
that,
negotiate.
Yeah,
what you're getting made mass
yeah,
manufactured might not be healthy for you.
exactly. But here's the thing. I'm growing this.
Period.
I'm growing this. I'm creating this. I'm making this myself. So yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit. Oh, you too nah. Oh well, see, nah, you too uppity. Why I'm uppity? Oh well, see, you bad business. And then I'm gonna be real. A lot of us have some black business owners, bro. Attitudes are
Are
not.
not
You are
good.
not built for business. You
They're
are
not.
not built to be the
Wow.
mouthpiece. I'm serious.
Everybody's not.
They're
Everybody's
not,
not
Well,
built to be
bro.
a
well,
They're
business owner.
not built to be.
Now,
I've dealt with
hang
black
on, wait a
people.
minute. Take that back. Everybody's not built to be the face of the
There. That's why I
business.
said the mouthpiece,
You
because
right.
okay,
you
okay.
will because you will meet them, bruh. They have horrible customer service. They will talk to you any kind of way, and they feel like, well, because it's the professionalism ain't there. If it's family, they'll be sitting here like, well, you family, I can talk to you, or I get to you when I get to you. There's no
Right.
professionalism, and then there's this. We've had this conversation when we talked about the interracial dating. We have a different standard for each other. We feel like we are supposed to, hey man, you my brother. You supposed to look out for me, dude. Man,
Mm-hmm.
you supposed to do this. I'm supposed to I'm supposed to come in. You're supposed to charge white people, 39.95. You supposed to charge me 25.95 because I'm we sold, or I'm supposed to get a 80% discount because you look out for people. One of the
Right.
I'll be honest with you, he works out in Greenwood, in the Greenwood Mall. It's a dude, he sells sprays. And it was
Mm-hmm.
Black History Month. My mom and my wife and I were walking out there, and the dude was like, He's like, hey man, can we talk? Can I just holler at y'all can I holler at you? And we were like, nah. We were just walking past this nigga. And he was like, wait, just please, y'all, just please. He said, can I ask you a question? He said, what month is it? He's like, it was Black History Month. He said, y'all walk to all of these other stores and y'all shop, right? We was like, yeah. He said, well, let me ask you something. He said, why it is that you can go into all of these other shops where nobody's helping you, where everybody's already made. He said, and here it is, in a Black History Month, you won't give a black man 10 minutes to sell you something. And I sat there and was like, we were all like, dang.
Got me.
Dang. We will walk into every store that's already built, already got a structure. They don't talk to you. They don't say nothing to you. They may or may not help you with anything.
They may not even help you.
They don't say, and here it is. You got a person who's like, man, this is my own business. I make this stuff. I do this stuff myself.
And I can't get 10
I can't get 5 minutes of y'all buying stuff. Like for y'all just to hear my pitch. Bruh, that made me sit here and go, God dang, bruh, how often do we do that? Like, how often do we walk? That's what I'm saying. How often do we walk past?
Yeah, not even too often, every day.
How often do we walk past our own that's just like, hey man, I'm just trying to do something. I ain't trying to be on the street. I ain't trying to manipulate you. I ain't trying to get you. I ain't trying to hustle you. I'm just trying to make an honest living to grow my business. And we just sit here and be like, nah, my nigga, we good. Bro, it made me sit here and think because now I'm looking like we all got businesses, bro. We all everybody on this podcast, we come together as entrepreneurs to talk about life, but we are 3 entrepreneurs. And I'm like, what if that was us? Like, what if we were literally just trying to sit here and sell something, and somebody and our own people were like, nah, we good.
Ooh,
you know
what? That would hurt. I ain't gonna lie.
Straight kick to the gonads, bro. Straight kick to the gonads.
Yeah, you holding grandma's nut butter now.
Bro, it convicted me so bad, bro. I was like, bro, I got you, man. And then he was like, bro, because y'all stopped and talked to me, bro, I'm gonna give y'all a deal. So now, dude, not only did you do that, but he still took care of us. Like, Nick, like, that's just one of those things where you go, dang. Like,
I mean, but it's a lesson that's needed. I've been a vendor. I've been out there. I've had white people come up, most supportive, great people, great community. I live in Ingalls, Indiana. It's a great community. Straight up supported, came out for Oblique, but it's no different than the church community. The church community comes out and it supports, and it's continuous support. I go, when we go out to vend, it's different. When you really in somebody else's house, you just don't know. You're new to it. You want to give out your best impression. Like I said, it's wild to me what black people will buy and what black people won't. I've seen black people buy cakes like out, like anything, dog. Seriously, cakes, like pies, anything with sugar. I swear, you can sell them out. You get their best attention. You get their best effort. Oh yeah, please. Ooh, thank you. All that. But when it's selling a product, you got to talk. You got to hype. You got to jump through hoops. It's different when you deal with us differently. It's like with food. It's like you get a different, especially if it's something they like. You get that personality that, you know what I'm saying? You get that kid in the candy store kind of like. You know what I'm saying? That they real cool with you. They want to be your best friend. Oh, brother, you look, hey man, right on. And I'm like, is that the only time we get hype over some food or something? Like, what?
You'd be surprised.
What is it like? You can't show no other admiration other than that. So weird. Like, I get that you may not be down for everything, but it's got to be something more than just some of this foolishness. And it's consumerism. Dog, I don't care what nobody say. That's us. It's out of control. It's out of control. We need to get to the market end of things and stop playing games. We need to do the Tunis Campbell and stop playing games. We need to build that.
We're brand horse. Black folk are we're brand horse. That's all. We're brand horse. It's what's the name on it? What do we want? What do women think about it? What do
Who
most
got it on?
No,
Who got it
no.
on?
what
Who
Now the
what
wearing
do
it?
most
question
women
is,
want? You want the Birkin bag. You
the
want the
question is it said in my favorite song? Is it
Well,
my favorite song?
well,
Nope, I don't want it. That's just
who
like
wearing
you
it?
see.
that's
Who
it.
got it on?
Wait a minute,
That's it.
we done switch gears, y'all.
Well,
Go
that
ahead.
it happens every episode.
Every
I'm
time.
sorry.
If they've been listening or if they've been watching, they know this is coming. We don't know. We start
Pivot.
somewhere,
It's
right?
the pivot.
It's the pivot. It happens every time. You're always going to get a 2-for-1 special in these things. But it is. We are black folk are brand whores. Like I said, you look at women, what they want. They want a Birkin bag. Oh, you want a Michael Kors, or I mean, not a Michael Kors because I know that's low level nowadays. You want the Birkin, you want the Gucci, you want the Prada. You got dudes wearing
Yeah, so
Gucci,
many
Pradas.
women just laughed at you about that Michael
I
Kors.
know, bro. That's what I don't keep up with.
Uh,
Like, bro, I don't keep up with purses and stuff. I don't keep up with nothing up to date. Like, look at what I'm wearing, dude.
fair.
I'm wearing the freaking Naruto hoodie. Nigga, I look 19. I can care less.
Man, you talking to a guy? You talking to a guy that wear Walmart t-shirts, man?
Dude, but
Every
I
t-shirt got a
same
slogan
here.
on it.
But I'm saying, but it's the same.
Facts.
But
Facts.
that's what we do, bro. Like black folk would be like, "Hey, man, I ain't gonna wear these." Like, think about it, dude. We won't wear felines anymore. Felines used to be the shoe. Won't
Nah,
I
wear,
remember.
won't wear it
no,
no
you
more.
right.
Will
You
not wear
right.
felines
If
no
I can
more.
find a pair that fit me comfortably, they
Right.
might get a roll.
Dude,
But no, you
you
right.
ain't about
You
to wear
right.
felines.
Nope.
Most dudes, most black folk shoes is the same three: Jordans, Nikes, and
No.
Adidas. That's it. Probably
Shoot.
that's probably most of what Nick. If you walk into every black
Okay.
person's
Okay.
comment,
I
like,
own two pairs of Nikes. I can't really argue that.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
bro.
I was gonna
I'm
say, yeah,
telling
you
you,
about right on that.
dude. Look, I'm telling you as a person who I'm talking about me. I'm talking about myself. If you walk in my closet, bro, I'm trying to tell you that's in most black folks' closets.
Nothing but
Nikes,
spread legs and checks.
Nikes, Jordans, and Adidas. That's in every black person's. Why? Because that's what we think we're supposed to
Oh,
wear.
you got spread legs, checks, and stripes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
spread legs is Jordan, checks is Nike, and stripes is Adidas. Man, where? Oh, my cheese and grits.
nigga. I'm sorry that you're trying to.
This Negro.
I'm right. I'm
This.
sorry you're trying to come up with something new that don't nobody.
No, that's not new. Nothing is
I've
new
never heard
about
it.
Nike. The checks on Nikes.
Checks
They
is
still,
Nike.
never
Dude,
mind.
just
Okay.
yeah, thank
Anyway,
you. Just say
brand
Nikes.
horse.
Yeah, there we go. Like, it's always.
He said, "Don't you dare fleece me on my show, sir. Don't you dare fleece me on my show, sir. How dare you lose lingo on me? And you think you do something,
You
sir?
peasant.
Dare you lay your cattle trash on me, sir? You
Right,
dare,
like
you
what?
dare bring the swine?
Right, nigga, I was like, what the? What are you talking about?
Oh, Walt Charles.
Oh,
No, please.
Bo was just looking like, what is he? What is this nigga talking about? Like,
Pigeons,
what?
squirrels, and trees. Nigga, what?
What?
Yeah, crazy.
Nah, dude, that was you. Like, but everybody was like, what?
What? Just all there. It was really like a matter about it too. You were so matter of fact. Like no, everyone knows when chickens, squirrels, and swine. You know, it's like what? Did you?
Right, nigga, what are you
What did
talking
you
about?
just do?
Right,
It's so funny,
Oh,
Walt. For
gosh.
real. What
yeah,
did you just? I was like,
it's
did you just try to sell something in
right.
the
It's
middle
just
of
like,
something? Like what?
we're like, what? I was like, checks.
Oh man,
I'm like, nigga, checks, balances.
that
What? What are you talking about? Like, nigga, what is social studies? Like, nigga, I
man.
started looking, but I started,
Speaking of checks and balances,
nigga, I was like, checks,
I
balances, and
was
what? Like,
I
nigga,
was there and I was like,
bro,
oh snap, hold on, what are we doing? Like,
right,
hold
like,
on, God,
but he threw it,
Walt, you
but he hit it.
hijacked it.
But he hit it like everybody knew exactly what he was talking about. Like, dude, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry, sir. I would be the peasant on that one. You
Yeah, well, yeah,
you
well,
have exalted yourself above
okay.
me on that one because, sir, I have never, like, sir, I have never. I,
And the
I,
subtlety
I,
award
Y'all
goes
have
to
never heard
Wolf
nobody.
Henrush, DJ
I
Henrush.
have never. I am outside the thrill
Y'all
of the
have
hunt.
never
I am
The
outside of the
way,
thrill of
me
hunt. I
spank.
am.
You gonna use me
the
spank?
way
I
you
am.
just literally slipped that in there,
I'm sorry, sir.
that ace,
Yeah,
you brung in that queen
sir,
of
Here we
spades at the
sir,
go,
last
man.
minute when
Here we
sir.
we was
go.
just ready to
I,
cut him.
I am merely a peasant, sir. I have no title.
Uh,
I have no
it was
title, sir.
awesome.
I have
You're
no
like, more
title, sir.
points, please.
I have
Looking
no.
at
That was awesome.
I eat upon beans
you
and
are
franks.
crazy, dude.
I eat upon
Beans and
beans and
Franks.
franks. I do not know of the riches that you speak, sir.
All I know is that was like one of the moments you just like,
Right?
huh, huh.
Right, but everybody was
Huh.
I'm sorry. It was just I was like, you could just see it in your face. I was like, why, Walt? Why do you continue? Why do you
like, and he went, but he hit it
give
like
me
I
more
was,
data?
bruh.
Just more
Oh my
data.
god.
You just
Right.
need a little bit more
Right,
information.
you almost there. No, I'm nowhere on the road, my nigga.
He literally stopped the car like, what are you
Right,
talking about? Let me see the map. Let me see the
nigga,
map. Where we going? Let
nigga,
me see the map.
you were in New York. I was in Arkansas. Like, nigga, I was not there. I'm sorry.
It was
Like,
perfect. It was
I
perfect.
we're
It was that. That's perfect. That's the real. That's what happened. I watched it. It was like a slow car crash. It was like, what are we doing?
but nigga, my whole
What are we
face, I was
Oh
doing?
my
like,
god.
We can all get out of the way. So no.
you and the fact that we on camera and everybody can see the face change, like, nigga, what?
Oh my god. It's perfect.
What
Perfect,
you talking
man.
about?
I couldn't
I'm
have put more better timing.
I'm
It was
sorry.
it was the timing.
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, this that moment.
I didn't go to street school. Like, I didn't go to street school. I'm sorry. I am
It's not street
I'm
school. It's something
I'm not
else.
cool enough. I like I said,
Like Walt's like,
I wear anime.
It's some old stuff, man.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm a
all,
geek. Like,
I'm
I'm a
sure
geek.
my age.
I'm a geek. Like I said, Naruto hoodie. That yeah. Yeah. I don't even know where to go from there. Like, I just don't know where to go.
it
My
was so
gosh.
It was perfect.
so let
It was so
Hold on.
it,
speaking of disenfranchisement, just
it
for a moment.
it was such a
Just for a
snacker
moment.
moment.
Give me
It's
give me give me
that's
the
our
give me the controls to share something.
this is the snacker. That was officially the snacker. That was a snacker moment. I feel like that was a
That
snacker
was
moment.
it was awesome. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
crap.
That was perfect. That was perfect. You couldn't even time it. You had perfect time. You didn't even see it.
Yeah,
Go back,
yeah.
watch. Watch. It was perfect.
Hold on,
Uh,
I gotta fix this now. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Hold on, give me a
Oh
you
second.
gotta I
my
know.
I
It's
god.
gotta
look, watch. It's 9:43. You gotta recalibrate. Ha! You didn't
yeah.
even think you could beat us late in
Right.
the show. And you have to recalibrate
Okay. There you go.
because
You
you
got
are
it.
like
Yeah, it
you
threw me.
just got taken offline.
I was just like, yeah, okay, all right.
You were just broken. I saw it. I was like, there's nothing left there.
Nothing.
He has nothing. He's
I
running
just
out of
like,
room.
that's where this happens.
So
I said the
Okay.
only reason why I'm gonna watch is for Cat Williams. Is
that's
yeah, I'm not watching it for everybody else. Yeah.
it. You could care less. I mean,
I
fair enough.
I don't watch comedy roast, bro, because all of the stuff is pretty much written for
Scripted.
them. Yeah, it's super
Hmm.
scripted, and
Oh, oh
it's one of those what's the point type deals. It's like I I'm not gonna go out and watch a Kevin Hart movie anyway. So I don't care.
So
I
which
can care less.
so this brings us back to the topic at hand: joke sensitivity.
I ain't
Where
sensitive.
do where does it
It
where do we stand? Where do we stand with that?
needs to end.
People have, I mean, honestly, because I mean, I feel like everybody is laughing at somebody else's expense until it's theirs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
True.
how tough are you? That's all. I mean, that's the only way I can say it. How tough are you? Are you tough enough? Are you? Everybody says they have emotional intelligence until you actually get put into a situation where you have to be emotionally intelligent. If you know how much strength you have, like I'm saying, as like I said, little brother, a lot of older brothers, they talked about everything. So how mentally tough are you to walk into the battle and say, okay, hey, I can take this shot and keep on moving? A lot of folk ain't that tough. I mean, if I got to sit here and
Hmm.
cry, if I got to sit here and cry because you said, my daughter's ugly or something, and or she's a future prostitute or whatever. I don't know what some of these jokes would be. Some people,
Right, right.
I'm just saying, like if I don't understand the context of where we are, number one, and then two, I'm not mentally or emotionally tough enough to take that, then guess what? I probably shouldn't do, putting myself in a position to get that.
Right.
So I feel
Right.
like
Come on.
be sensitive at your own risk, and if you don't want certain jokes told, don't put yourself in certain positions to have a joke told. Don't, and if you don't want to hear certain things, stop going to the comedians that's going to tell you those types of jokes. Like, I, for the life of me, I can't figure out why people do it. Like, you will go to a show that you know is going to have a comedian that's going to tell a joke that you don't like, and you'll go to the show because somehow, some way, you feel like you should be able to go to this place where this person is and not be offended. Like,
Right.
it's
At
called
what point wasn't it about entertainment? That's all I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah,
You either
it's
went to be entertained or you're entertained by offensive jokes. Period.
it's
But it's weird. They be like, "Nah, I wasn't like that." I'm like, "Yeah, it was. 100%. That's what you went to do. You went to be entertained. So either it's entertainment or it's not. So just
if you want to
you
make
know,
yourself the mainstay of the show by being offended, then you were never there for you were there to be the show. You were meant to
period.
get you were there to get your little um 15 seconds of something, hoping that you go
Oh, that
viral, hoping that you go
so there it is.
viral.
That heckle.
Yeah, you hoping that you can
Yeah,
heckle them. You hoping that you can get a viral clip, because that's
Hmm.
what a lot of folk do. They want to go viral.
it's
Oh, I
true.
was on stage and I said this, and come on, like it's
No one cares.
nobody cares.
No one
So
cares.
is it
You
If no
people are
one paid to
chasing?
see you,
you're right.
So
But
people are chasing virality over reality.
yeah, but think about it. You paid $30.
true.
You paid $30 to get thrown out of a club.
What was
Period.
the point?
That's
And
nigga.
sometimes you even got your head fried before you even got out the club. So the whole point was to
What
be embarrassed.
pretty
That's what
much.
you paid for it. Okay.
Uh, the sensitivity stuff is too much. I think we've gone too far. I think cancel culture, per usual, went too far. I think that nobody ever put a guideline structure to it, and now everybody's just like, I can do it. And I'm right to do it. It's like you're not. Like, grow up. Be the adults. Like, I mean, for real, just grow up. Be the adults. If you don't like it, turn it off. If you don't want to turn it off, then watch it and shut the hell up. Like, I live in that moment. I'm pretty much that guy. Like, if you don't like it, turn it off. If you gonna watch it, don't complain about it. Like,
Period.
it's one of the two. Like, it's one of the two. Like, you
Well,
it's one of the two. Like, I watch WWE. My whole thing is, if I don't necessarily like what they do all of the time, I still watch it. I wish I could buy it and rewrite it, but until the Lord sends me 150 billion, I'm watching what they do. So I don't know.
Well,
But I feel like there's this is a good place to stop. DJ,
that
do you got anything? Head rush, you got anything before before we go out, before I actually try to do an outro here?
No, I'll just wait till you finish the outro again.
No, I'm gonna mute you on my side, so now we ain't.
uh,
Yep, there we go. Yep, and mute it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the our Perspective Podcast. We appreciate everybody tuning in, watching the show with us, and listening to us on Podbean and chilling with us on YouTube. We hope to keep growing. Share it with your friends. Invite people to listen. Tell it about it because we different. I still, some stuff might sound similar, but I can guarantee you the tangents and the pivots are always going to be different.
true.
So,
Facts.
Man,
again, we
Facts.
appreciate y'all. Until next time, this has been your boy Easy Going A, my two bros, Aaron A.R. Reedus,
Yo.
the man of many names. I don't know which one he wants me to call him today. You know, the DJ. We're gonna stick with DJ Head Rush today. So until next time.
next week I'll be the governor.
Until next time, man. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.